Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. Sunshine Shoulders is a channel geared toward the new man and woman who's never been to the Philippines before, was contemplating making a visit here for a slow vacation or to rejuvenate. My 11 years of being affiliated with the Philippines doesn't make me an expert, but it does give me a unique perspective. I'd like to share that with the new man and woman, or anyone really, if it can make your trip here more enjoyable and above all things more safer. I'm boots on the ground. I'm in the center of all this, and it's for your benefit. I'm not along the edges like a lot of these other vloggers that you see on YouTube talking about the Philippines, living in these fancy towers in Manila and Cebu. I live among the locals, and I'm always going to give you the nitty gritty. And that's simply what I'm seeing, what I'm living, and what I'm experiencing. I'm never going to sugarcoat that, and it's not going to start today. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Enjoy my video. Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. Good evening to my subscribers in the Philippines. A good early morning to my subscribers in America and beyond. I want to give a special welcome to my new viewers and new subscribers. I'm so grateful that you found my channel and that you stop by from time to time to view my content. I'm so humbled that so many people have been able to relate to my experiences over here. And as long as I know that I'm being useful and people are getting something out of these vlogs, I'll continue to make them, because I'll never get rich monetarily doing this, but I'm rich, guys. Y'all given me a purpose, and that's all I really need, just to know that I'm being helpful. And if I ever come off as a know-it-all, I'm sorry, man. I really don't mean to do that. I know sometimes I get excited about certain topics, and I have to, control myself because I don't want that. I don't want that, because I know it turns people off. I'm really just trying to be helpful. I'm trying to help you avoid a lot of mistakes, a lot of pitfalls that I made when I came over here. Remember, I tell you, my mistakes have become my secrets, and I pass them on to you. But before I get started today, I want to remind you, if you're here already and if it's your first time coming here, to enroll in STEP. And it's just a Smart Travelers Enrollment Program. It's a free service for U.S. citizens, U.S. nationals. Traveling abroad, you can enroll with your local embassy or consulate. And I think it's important. I've been doing it since 2010. I came in 2009, learned about it in 2010. It just lets the government know that you're here. I mean, we're all the way halfway around the world. A lot of times our family doesn't even know where we are. Just let them know. It could be a catastrophe, it could be an emergency. They may need to evacuate you out. They may need to find you. Just let them know. They're not going to snoop in your business or anything like that. Okay. But tonight I just want to touch on something that I struggled with when I first got here, man. And that's that guilty complex as an American coming over here to the Philippines for the first time. Man, I really, really struggled with that. And I gave away a lot of money, and I did a lot of things for people who probably didn't deserve it, but I was just so overcome with emotion, man, and sadness and sympathy, because that's the way I was raised. I was raised with compassion. But what I didn't know was, see, the Filipino government, they discouraged you from giving money to street people and, beggars and stuff like that. They would rather you buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink. If you see a family sleeping on the sidewalk and you're concerned about them, they would rather you put them up in a hotel. Now, when I talk about don't give them any money, I mean real money. See, like today, I gave a guy, 40 pesos. He could buy him a kilo of rice with that. But I'm not going to give him 4,000 pesos like I did before. See, because here's what I want to warn you. A lot of these people that are out here begging, the drug addicts disguised as struggling Filipinos hit on hard times by the pandemic. Okay, because you're going to be confronted with two types of beggars when you get here. One is the drug addict, and one is the disabled. And you don't know, you don't really know who is telling the truth and who is not. So you have to give from your heart, but don't give too much. I know $100 to you may not be a lot, but man, don't you know if you give somebody like that $100, you could kill them. You're gonna upset the cart, so to speak. So, give them, 20 pesos, 50 pesos, no more than 100 pesos. That way they can buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, maybe go to the Okay and buy them a shirt and pair of pants or something like that. Okay is just a used place, used clothing place. They sell clothes, used shoes and used purses, and I don't know where they get this stuff from, all over the world, I guess, but then they resell it over here. It's a big business. But when I got over here, man, I struggled in Cebu. I gave away a lot of money, man, to a lot of people who, like I told you, didn't deserve it, but it was something, and it harkens back to, I think about Mark Twain, when the Philippines, right after the Spanish-American War and the United States decided to take on the Philippines as a U.S. territory, he called it the white man's burden, of us, feeling guilty and feeling like, it's our responsibility to take care of the people over here. He was talking about the Philippines a long time ago, man, the early 1900s, man. And Americans, we still suffer with that today. But see, what I want to tell you is what they told me finally. It's not your fault. You're not responsible for the situation as they are over here. You didn't create this situation over here. So there's nothing for you to feel guilty about, really. I mean, don't be some hardened, uncaring, unthinking maniac, but you're going to have to learn how to control that type of emotion over here. Because that's what I struggle with, man. On one side, when I first came over here, it was like this. Here's what I was thinking. I felt guilty, man, like I was enjoying some type of guilty pleasure, over here, taking advantage of the best the Philippines had to offer without the struggle that was all around me, see? I mean, that hit me hard. And then on the other side, though, it's like, man, when I'm over here, I'm able to relax and, and kick back and get away from a lot of the stress and the strain that hounds me at home. See, so I was caught between them two, and I just decided, I said, look, I'm going to have to learn how to give. I'm going to have to learn how to give back the best that I can, And I do it indiscriminately, I set up something on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page, and I'm not going to bother you with that, but that's what I learned how to do. Because I'm going to tell you, man, some of these people that you're going to see out in the street, they're trained to take advantage of that white man's burden. Yeah, I'm a black man, but I've got the white man's burden. Believe it or not, because I'm an American. I was raised in that culture, man. And I feel that way, It's like, I can't save the world, but I will try to my detriment. See? So I'm just letting you know that you didn't make the rules. It's not your fault. Give from your heart, but don't give too much, because you can upset the cart, man, because it's going to hit you. You're going to come out of the mall or come out of the grocery store, and there's going to be a little old lady holding the hand of her blind husband, and they're going to be dirty and the clothes in tatters, and you don't know if this is a scam or are they really, need your help. So you're going to have to, whatever it is inside of you that tells you to help in other cases, you're going to need that, man. You're going to need it in bunches over here, because there's a little guy that, he's smart, though, this guy. He's in a wheelchair right here in San Carlos, and he hangs out right outside the M Lawyer. That's the pawn shop. That's the place where you go if you remit yourself money or somebody remits you money. See, he knows when you go in there, you're either taking money in there or you bringing money out. And he sits there all day. And my girlfriend said, hey, you should have a house and lot by now. You've been doing this your whole life. 20-something years, see. But me, when I first saw him, man, you know, my heart jumped out of my chest. I was like, look at this guy, you know, because I see him. I was in a tricycle one time, and I saw him going down the street. I mean, he lives a far away from this M. Lawyer place. But if I didn't know it, if she didn't tell me, like, hey, this guy's been out here his whole life. His family puts him out here, you know, I'd probably still be giving him my money. And you're going to run into that. You're going to run into little kids on the street. And these are really gangs. And they've got an adult leader that's somewhere back in the bushes, in the shadows, watching. I mean, it's droves of them, like all over the Philippines. And they're going to come up and ask you for money, and they're going to hound you, and they're going to look so pitiful. And I'm going to warn you, man, don't pull your money out and give it to them, because if you do, you're going to be swarmed, you're going to be surrounded like I was in Dumaguete in 2010. Luckily, you know, my wife was with me, and she swept me into Lee's supermarket just in time. I mean, it could have got ugly, but you know, the white man's burden, man, it's real, man. And you're an American, when you get off that plane in Manila or Cebu and you start working your way around town, man, you're going to see it. And people are going to take advantage of that. They know, man, the heart that Americans got, man. You know, imagine GoFundMe's and different things like that. We raised millions and millions of dollars. Man, when George Floyd got killed, they set a record over in America. They raised $13 million for this man. The most money ever raised on a GoFundMe. Same thing with Breonna Taylor and all that stuff, man. Americans are like that. When a lot of these school shootings over there, man, we raise a tremendous amount of money. That's how we are, man. We giving like that. And people over here know it. And they're waiting to take that money from you. So remember, there's two types of beggars you're going to see over here. One's the drug addict, disguised as a struggling Filipino hit by this pandemic. But he's really a drug addict. And all the money you give him, he's not going to buy any food. Because we were eating at McDonald's the other day. This is a true story, man. And I seen him out there, and I said, you know, I gave him food, man. Don't you know he didn't need it? He didn't want the food. He wanted money. You're going to see that kind. Then you're going to see the disabled. These are the ones that are going to snatch your heart out. This is when you're going to have to step back and be like, you know, let whatever it is inside of you that makes you give in other cases, you're going to have to trust that type of judgment, man, because they're all over the place. And some of them are so badly mangled, man, that I give it to them anyway. I'll be like, man, I don't care if it's a scam or not, man, you need it. I mean, you'll see guys, man, walking around who should be in a wheelchair. I mean, they pulling themselves, man, by their hands, man. I'm going to tell you, man, I just wanted to warn you tonight. It came across my mind, so you never talked about that. This white man's burden, this guilty complex that Americans have when they get over here, man. And it will cost you a lot of money. I guarantee you, man. Remember I told you I spent $7,000 when I came over here? I guarantee you I gave away $500, man. And that's that's a fortune over here. That's 2 months' pay for some people over here. The average salary over here is $250 a month. You know, so be careful when you come over here. Check that on the way over here. That's why I tell you to read the handbook before you get over here. Know what's waiting for you over here. Because, man, it's scary, some of the stuff I read in my comments, man. You guys don't know. Y'all know less about the Philippines than I did when I came over here. And I'm like, it's so much information now. Man, y'all better read the handbook, man. I mean, y'all gonna be in trouble when y'all get over here. But thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you're in America, it's early. Some of y'all still asleep, so I'm gonna talk to your subconscious mind. When you get up in the morning, you go out to get that cup of coffee or that early morning paper, you see somebody out in the street, buy them something to drink, buy them something to eat, give them a couple of dollars. In the Philippines, you can see it's late. You know, it gets dark here about 5:30. Before you let your head hit the pillow, find somebody to help, please. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time.